Ah, shit. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our patrons. To find out more, visit patreon.com/BottleRocketGaming. In this episode, Warp Jester refuses to get the new Tamagotchi toy, and Kirok goes gaga over the new Canadian $10 bill.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the BRG podcast. I am drugged heavily because I'm sick, and yeah, he's Warp Jester. No, he's Canadian. I'm sick. Hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm somebody. Hi, Kirok.
Hi, how you doing? Oh my goodness.
I have had a rotten week, my friend. It has been.
Yeah, but okay, wait, hang on. It's not just you though. You're not the only one who's sick. Well, no, you were telling me that your wife's sick and.
Yeah, my son brought it home from school last week.
Okay.
My roommate Cosmic got it. My wife got it. My two youngest didn't get that. They got flu-like. Well, one of them got the cold that everybody's getting that I got. And then my wife got the flu-like symptoms that my youngest one got, and she has flu-like symptoms. So my wife is flu-y, and I'm cold-ish.
Coldish, sick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Keep the spit on your side of the camera, okay?
And on top of all that, I had tooth pulled because it was causing immense pain. So, kids, dental care is no joke. Take care of yourself because it's not fun. It's really not fun, especially when you have a head cold. Hey, did you know that your teeth can grow into your sinus cavities? Fun fact! Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. It's going to be one of those type of evenings for the podcast, so buckle up because it's going to be...
It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be a bumpy ride. Not to hog the show floor here, Kirok. Anything exciting happening with you this past week?
No. Well, just family, it's a Easter holiday. So, yeah, that's about it,
yes. The wonderful annual bunny dumping eggs day.
Yeah, exactly. Egg hunt and all that stuff, coloring eggs and so on. So, we had some family over for dinner, or not dinner. We had some family over for lunch today, so they came over. We did like barbecued lamb,
sausages?
Fish. Oh, so good. No sausages, unfortunately.
No sausages.
No.
Why no sausages?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. One of my favorite pictures of this time of year is the Easter Bunny roadkill. By the way.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to put that up for you guys so you can see it because it's a lovely picture that just.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh my goodness! How could you not enjoy? I'll send it to you. You'll love it.
All right. Okay. Sounds good.
Here you go. Anyways, guys, I don't know if I'm really up for a main topic tonight. I'll see if I can survive that long. But we do have a lot of interesting news and whatnot. So we'll definitely get into that. And we do have, or hopefully have, esports this week. So we'll go ahead and I think we're just going to dive into this.
Yep.
Alright guys, in the Speedy Bites tonight we have got a list of interesting topics and a lot of them related. So to start us off, we're going to talk about why Nintendo just killed one of the coolest products in the year. I know, it's horrible. So basically the news on this is in a statement to IGN, Nintendo North America says it will get its last shipment of these devices by the end of April of this year, and that's going to be it. So if you're really pining to get one of these little Nintendo mini consoles, find them while you can, and just understand that people are going to eBay the crap out of these things because they have been stated as
discontinued.
Yeah, there's no statement as to why. If I speculate, I would say it's because the item doesn't have any recurring payments to be made, i.e., microtransactions. So there you go. Sorry.
Keeping on with Nintendo, they recently did their Nintendo Direct, and this Nintendo Direct basically indicates lots of big games coming for 3DS and Switch. I'm going to ream off Polygon's article of the games they announced and the dates, or roughly the dates, but they didn't differentiate which games are for Switch and which games are for 3DS. But Puyo Puyo Tetris, April 25th, ARMS, May 2nd, which is the Switch, Minecraft Switch Edition, May 11th, Disgaea 5 Complete, May 23rd, Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challenger, May 26th, Splatoon 2, Fate Estella, Sonic Mania, Seymour X, Project Mercur, and Namco Museum. Those are basically slated for summer. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to more games for my Switch. I'm going to make use of that 200 gig card now. Going on with whatever the other things that they did mention, this article comes from Engadget, and they also announced extension connectors that go to the Joy-Con controllers to give you extra battery life. So you pop two AA's in there, you pop it onto the existing Joy-Con controller, and you get extra battery life. They didn't quite say how much longer, but they're already pretty long. I think they're rated at 20 hours. So if you want more than that,
wow.
Yeah, like, that's crazy. Not only that, they're also releasing a neon yellow color variant of the actual controllers. I looked at it. I think that looks pretty awesome. I do like the yellow quite a bit.
Where's the green?
You want green, huh?
I want green. Because green is the right color.
Yeah.
Hey, news coming in from Game Bolt saying cloud gaming still has a market, but is too expensive and to invest in, says Stardock's CEO. The long and skinny of this is basically that cloud computing just isn't ready yet. So for people who don't know what cloud computing is, it is literally taking the game and doing the processing in the cloud or on servers away from your system. The distinct advantage of this can be that you can have very minimalistic systems like the Shield or Steam's
Steam Link.
Yeah, those kind of things. You can have those kind of things that can easily plop in anywhere. You can have very, very graphic intensive games on mobile devices, for example. The downside to this is, first of all, connection. You have to have good connection for it. Secondly, you have to understand there's recurring costs. Basically, games that are cloud-based, if you're playing them, they're costing the company money. If you don't play them, they're not costing the company money. So it's kind of a bass-backwards thing. So, yeah, a very opposite world from, like, microarchitecture, where you have, like, a game you download and play, and they incentivize you to play it because then you pay for more stuff.
Right.
There you go.
Engadget brings up this article, and this is awesome. The classic Tamagotchi is back.
Nope.
Yes, you heard me right. No, what are you talking about? No, I should have grabbed it. I still have my purple one. I have one. I went out and bought this. It was so much fun.
I had an orange one. Me and my girlfriend cared for the damn thing, and the thing died on my watch, and I actually fucking cried.
Oh my god.
I'm not putting myself through that hell.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I played with it. It was a nice little novelty at the time, but people were going nuts back then. It was in the mid-90s, I believe.
It was a big thing. Everybody had one in the backpack.
This is in time for the 20th anniversary, and the only real difference between the new one they're releasing versus the original 20 years ago is it's about half the physical size. So it's going to be like a mini Tamagotchi. But I'll probably pick one up.
Don't do it.
I'll mail you one.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. Why would you want to do that to me?
Okay, all right, I won't. Fine.
The Escapist is reporting that GameStop confirms possible breach for customer information. Again, this is one of those situations where hackers got into the system for GameStop, and they have swiped data. Could be as much as customer credit card, expiration date, name, address, and CVV number. That's the little number on the back that you're supposed to have.
Yeah.
So if you've made any purchase recently at GameStop, you may want to, check your information and possibly put a guard on it, because this is really unfortunate, especially for anybody who, say, got a Nintendo Switch.
I bought it cash and gift cards. I didn't buy it on the website.
Good for you.
Yeah. ESL, it's the largest gaming network, I believe, or one of the largest gaming networks. They have a 24-hour esports gaming channel, and that's coming to PlayStation Vue in Gadget Reports. Basically, this is cool for those who subscribe to PlayStation Vue, which is a service where you can, I believe, watch different things. I can't remember the exact thing about it, but basically,
consoles.
if you like esports, I don't know if I'd get into it myself. This is cool if you're already someone who subscribes, but the subscription's a pretty hefty amount. It's like $54.99 a month.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it, but that's just me. Going on, Polygon announces Uncharted Lost Legacy coming in August. So it was actually Naughty Dog that did the announcement, and they reported on it. The game is a spin-off that's coming from the Uncharted series, and it's going to be $39.99 US, $49.99 Canadian. Man, I remember back in the day when games were like $60.
You are so wrapped up in Uncharted.
I love the whole series. I played 1, 2, 3 over again in celebration and preparation for 4. Played 4, streamed it all. It was so much fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Well, there you go. Hey, you remember those guys over at G2A?
Oh, yeah, those guys.
Oh, there's so much news coming out about them that I couldn't even cover it all. So here's a speed rundown of it. Gearbox has dropped a partnership with G2A. This is in response to the hailstorm of crap over the remastered Bulletstorm that GTA was going to be hosting. And this is basically because a YouTuber by the name of Total Biscuit, you might know him, put an ultimatum out that basically told Gearbox, hey, if you're going to work with these assholes, then I'm not going to review or even mention your games anymore. So G2A gave them an ultimatum of outline of what they're supposed to do to make it better. And supposedly G2A didn't.
Yep.
And that ended up causing all kinds of issues. And that led into G2A responding, accusing Gearbox of defamatory statements, saying that it's not going to change its business practice because it already abides by the outlines that they have given regarding, making their protection service free and all that stuff, which maybe it is now, but it wasn't last time I checked it. So, yeah, this is kind of a response like we talked about when this came up last time about, what is the right way to do this.
Yeah.
It seems like there is a right way to do this, just these guys don't want to apply to it because it would end up hurting their bottom line. And the really funny thing is on top of all that is the Tiny Build dev event has actually invited G2A reps to it, and this has touched off a big new thing because part of the G2A reps I don't know, biography, but his comments actually have to do with the company that originally touched off this whole thing with G2A back end of last year. I'm trying to remember what the name was. It was Tiny Build. Yeah,
Tiny Build.
Yeah, Tiny Builds. But yeah, basically, long story short, this is not going well. They're not really viewed as good people, and yet they're being brought on to dev events. So it really hasn't gone all that well. And yet, GTA is trying to publish its own game on Steam.
Nice. Wow, not so nice.
What the fuck, man? I'm not even going to go into this because it's bullshit. Yeah. And I wouldn't buy the fun game on principle. Just saying.
Yeah, makes sense. Engadget reports AMD purchased or acquired VR startup Nitero, a company that basically makes wireless chips for VR and AR. So AMD has now gotten into that hardware space. Could this be something where maybe they're going to be getting into VR or having their own headsets or their own branded AR or VR system? That'd be pretty cool. Although AMD, it would be better if it was NVIDIA, in my opinion. But sorry,
fired.
I like the green team, not the red team.
And we need is VR for Google Earth.
Yes. So, Google has teased a brand new gurgle, a brand new Google Earth to come on April 18th. I can't say it. So they haven't really made much public. All that we know is that they've sent invites out for certain press to attend a little presentation or pre-Earth Day event in New York. So that's pretty cool. And finally, for the speed bits, this is actually really cool, and it hits me straight home in the heart. You know, like
a new peso.
Canada is releasing a 150-year anniversary $10 bill, and the guys who put up the website, so the website for bankofcanada.ca, if you go there and you punch in the classic Konami code, I believe it is, up, down, down, left, right, BA. If you enter that when you're on the website where you can view the new $10 bill and what it looks like, you'll be greeted with the national anthem in 8-bit sound playing in the background and a bunch of $10 bills falling down the screen.
Oh, I mean, that's cool, but I was kind of hoping to actually be like, you know, the code in microprint on the actual $10 bill.
I know. I thought the same thing. I thought they were going to report that it was actually on the bill.
That'd be awesome. Put up in the lights like, hey, look, Konami code. Wait, free drink at Starbucks? What the fuck?
It was just a cool little thing I had to throw in there. It was so awesome, being Canadian and all.
Is that what you are?
Yeah.
Oh, that explains a lot.
That explains a lot. Well, guys, those are your speedy bits for the week.
Yay!
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nacho Panda, and this week we're going to be covering League of Legends playoffs with a closer look at the European League and the North American League. We're also going to be taking a closer look at what is at stake for the teams playing and why are they trying to win? What are they going to win? So we'll take a closer look at that, and we're also going to delve into the matchups and how they fared. So let's get into it, guys. Before we dive into the matchups, we're going to take a closer look at the point system and how that works. So what we have here, you guys, is we have it separated into two different splits. We have the spring split, which is currently in playoffs, and then we have the summer split, which will start, I believe, in June and go for 2-3 months. But what this does is this actually gives them the opportunity to qualify for Worlds. Now, what Worlds is, it's a world championship. It is spanned across multiple regions. You have, European, you have North American, you have Korean. You have the Korean League, you have China, and all leagues. This is all encompassing for the League of Legends Championship Series. Now, what this means is in the spring playoffs, as you see right up here, we have the point system breaking down from, first place to 7th through 10th. Now, depending on how these teams place in the playoffs, will earn them points, which will later on factor into if they qualify for Worlds or if they're going to be left out. So what we'll see teams fighting just to get those points, because they won't know until the summer split if they'll actually make it. So you'll see teams really trying hard right now, but you'll see them doubling their efforts in the summer split because there's that auto qualifier. That first place, if you place first in the summer split, you automatically qualify for Worlds. Now, just to kind of reel that back, Worlds is basically the championship series. It is the grand finals, basically. It brings all divisions together, and it's the best of the best. Like, this is the proving grounds. This is what regions fight for. So this is kind of how it breaks down. You have your first place; they'll be earning 90 points in the spring split, which is really good. It put them in a really good place. And now, each region will have, I believe, 2 to 3 teams that'll make it into the worlds now. So you obviously want to get the most points so that you can have the opportunity to play and represent for your country. So that's kind of just kind of a quick rundown of what this entails and why they're playing the playoffs right now and what they'll have to look forward to in that spring's playoffs. So let's go look at those matchups and see how the teams are doing. All right, guys, we're going to get into our first matchup. We have Splice versus Misfits. Now, Splice was formerly known as Team Dignitas EU. So they had a North American team and a European team. This was their European team. And this Splice made their EU LCS, which is European League Championship Series. They made their debut in 2016. And they actually even made it to Worlds in 2016 following a minor subpar performance. But they didn't make it far, which is unfortunate, but it shows promise. So they're back at it again in playoffs, and they're going against Misfits, who's actually playing their first full season in the EU LCS. And during the regular season, they actually finished in second place among their among the other teams. So, that's pretty impressive for a team coming in, fresh out the gate, ready to prove themselves, coming from the Challenger Series, which is actually it's kind of the minor leagues of the League of Legends Championship Series. So teams will actually play to move into basically the big times, the big stage. And, Misfits, they actually made it. They made it into the spring split. And, they're showing a strong showing. And they actually did really well. In this matchup, it was the best of 5, and they actually beat the end result was Misfits over Splice 3-2. So it went full 5 games, which is impressive for a team coming into their first playoffs. So, it's impressive to see them, putting their foot down and trying to prove themselves. So we'll continue to watch them and hope that they can continue to prove themselves. And maybe we'll see them in the playoffs, or we'll see them in Worlds. So we'll keep looking at them. And in our next matchup, we have Fnatic versus H2K. And Fnatic is actually pretty popular because they were the first team in League of Legends history to win the World Championship back in 2011. So they can bring it. And they got a great mix of old school players with some new school. So you got a great mix of players that are actually really looking to prove themselves and, chase after the cup, the World Championships. So they will be going up against H2K, who, for those who didn't see last year, made a really strong showing at the World Championship, where they actually made it to the semifinals against Samsung Galaxy, but unfortunately didn't make it past that. But that just shows that they know how to play and they're willing to do whatever it takes to win. So we'll see. I mean, it's a great matchup. You have one of the first ever World Championship winners against a team that has proven themselves in the current meta and in the current League of Legends series. So they really, it's a great series. Unfortunately for H2K, this time it didn't work out in their favor because Fnatic swept them in 3 games in a best-of-5 series. So, unfortunately, H2K's story ends here for the spring split. But they always got the summer split and that auto qualifier for first place. So, we'll see how they do then, and go Fnatic. Alright guys, we're going to take a quick jump into North American territory and look at the League Championship Series quarterfinals. First matchup we have is Team Dignitas versus Phoenix 1. Now, for those who don't know, Team Dignitas has been around for quite some time, but as of late, they've had some trouble. They've had some hardships that they're looking to shake up. And they actually failed to qualify for the Summer LCS last year in 2016. So they finally made it back, and they're looking to prove themselves again as a powerhouse team. And they're going against Phoenix 1, who's a fairly new team that bought the roster spot from Team Impulse in, I believe it was beginning of 2016, and they first participated in the spring split of LCS in 2016. So they're looking to not only just revamp their team, but they're looking to just improve on all ends. So they had some trouble in 2016. They were discovering themselves as a team, and they finally are getting to that point where they know where they want to be, and they've created a powerhouse team around that. And they're looking to do something. They're looking to do some damage in North America, and they actually have started on the right foot. They swept Team Dignitas 3-0 in the first round. So, you hate to see it to happen to a team like Team Dignitas, but you got to give it to Phoenix One. They have a powerhouse team, and they're looking to prove it. So, good luck to them, and we'll see them. And for our last matchup of the quarterfinals, we have FlyQuest versus CounterLogic Gaming. Now, for those who don't know, FlyQuest was formerly known as Cloud9 Challenger. This was the sister team of Cloud9, who is in the LCS. But due to recent rule changes, they couldn't have both of those teams in the same league. So what they did is they formed FlyQuest. Now, FlyQuest, they qualified for their first ever LCS spring split this year. So this is their first full season in the big leagues. And because they used to be a sister team of Cloud9, a lot of the players were veteran players that formerly used to play on Cloud9. So you have a lot of older Cloud9 players with some new talent, but some of those guys are so good. They were the staple point of Cloud9, what used to be. Obviously, they've moved on to a younger team, a different coach. They have a different, basically, mindset on Cloud9. So FlyQuest is kind of operating under their own thought. They're doing their own thing, and they're doing it well. Obviously, they've made it this far. Now, on the other side of that, we have CounterLogic Gaming. And now, they are one of the OGs. When it comes to League of Legends, they are an OG. They've been around for forever. They've never been exceptional. They've always been good. So, they didn't win their first NA LCS championship until 2015. And they've actually, in the last 2 years, they've made the World Championships, but they've never had a strong showing just because of the talent pool there is just incredible. So they're looking to bolster this year, really make a strong showing, and get back to the big show. Get back to Worlds and show that North America is not a region to be messed around with. So, this was a really great matchup because these two teams, they have a lot to prove. They're really strong. They're really great teams. They know how to play well. And this was, personally, I love this matchup because these two teams are so good. And just like that, they actually created such hype around their matchup because CounterLogic Gaming showed that they were ready to win. They went up 2-0 in the series, and then they got reverse swept. They lost 3-2 in the series to FlyQuest. So FlyQuest moved on, and CounterLogic Gaming just sat there with their hands in their face, wondering what went wrong. When it comes to two teams like this, there's a lot of things that could go wrong, but damn, they make it look good. They make it look fun. So, I got to give it to both teams. Congratulations to making it to playoffs, but FlyQuest edged them out, and now they move on. All right, you guys, we're going to take a quick preview of the next matchups coming up in the semifinals. We have G2 Esports versus Fnatic. Now, these both are great teams. G2 is another team that's made it to Worlds, has never won Worlds, but they're looking to get back there again, and I think Fnatic could be a difficult hurdle for them to get over. So, we'll see how they do this weekend, and hope for the best. And in our second matchup, we have Unicorns of Love versus Misfits. Now, I love Unicorns of Love. When they came out into the league series, they were unknown. Not a lot of people, really knew a whole lot about them, but damn, they came out guns a-blazing. They were very aggressive in their team play. They had a great coaching staff. They had incredible players, and nothing has changed besides maybe a couple players, but that fire and that will to sacrifice everything to win, it's still there. So I think Misfits may have their hands full with this matchup, but upsets can happen, so we will just have to wait and see and hope for the best. So I say good luck to all those teams. We'll see what they do in the next round, and to round off the semifinal matchups, we have Cloud9 versus Phoenix One in the first matchup. Now, this is going to be a sweet matchup because Cloud9 is probably one of the best teams aside from Team Solomid and Counterlogic Gaming in North America. So they're looking to continue their steamrolling and just see what they can do against Phoenix One. Now, this is a matchup for upsets. I don't know who's gonna win, but I'm leaning towards Cloud9. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. And we have the matchup, I think, of the series or of the playoffs: Team Solomid versus FlyQuest. Two great teams that have just been non-stop powerhouses since inception. I think I got to give the edge to TSM, but this is going to be, I think, this is going to be the marquee matchup for the playoffs: TSM versus FlyQuest. So, I can't wait to see what these guys can do. But it's good. Needless to say, it's going to be fun. So we'll see how these guys do in this round and on from here. So best of luck to those guys. That's going to round us off this week for our esports coverage. If there's anything that you guys would like to see being covered, make sure to comment below so that we know what you guys want to hear about. And also, for everything else gaming that you guys want to find out about, make sure to follow me in this social media stuff right here. And that would be really cool, guys. So thank you so much for checking this out. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Okay, guys.
Here are the video game releases for the week. There are quite a few of them, so we're going to go through them pretty quick. On April 18th, the Silver Case Remastered. This game's coming out for PS4. It's a remaster re-release from an original PlayStation back in 1999. Let's see here. The game was actually released last year, 2016, for both PC and Mac, and will be coming out on April 18th for PS4 and April 21st in Europe on PS4. The 18th release date is for North America. And your next game, guys, also for April 18th, is Voodoo Vince Remastered. This is a remaster of the original back in 2003 on the original Xbox. I actually remember this game when it came out. If you ask me, this is the original Sackboy. Basically, they've kept the gameplay exactly the same. They haven't really done anything to change the game, but what they've done is they've up-resed the graphics just so everything looks, more modern, more up to date. This is a pretty cool game. Back in the day, I remember this being a pretty fun game, so check it out. Also on April 18th, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale series. Now, Telltale, they're a game developer that's made many, many games that are awesome. The Walking Dead is one of them. There's a Batman one. There's also a Game of Thrones one. But now they're venturing out into the Marvel Comics theater or area. This is going to be in the Guardian of the Galaxy's universe, and this game is coming out for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. It is an action, story-driven / point-and-click type game. I actually really like watching these kind of games with other Let's Players online rather than playing them. I find that they play out like episodes, like a movie, like a show. It's really cool. The movie was hugely popular this summer, so this time I think they're gambling on cashing in on that and seeing if their game will be that popular. I think over the years they've improved. They've refined their type of gameplay, so this should be a pretty damn good game. Also on the 18th of April, Full Throttle Remastered. So this is another remastered game. What is it with the remastered games this week? Holy smokes. The original was out in 1995. This one's going to be 2017, April 18th. It's coming out for PC, PS4, and PS Vita. I don't know. The Vita's dead. It's basically a graphic adventure novel. The kind of game is akin to watching a cartoon and playing along in it. It's got a really cool vibe to it, kind of like watching The Walking Dead or bikers and stuff like that. But yeah, check it out. And yet again, another one on the 18th. Man, this day is a busy day. Well, this one's called Shyness, The Lightning Kingdom. This looks amazing. It is an action role-playing RPG or role-playing game, and it's coming out for PC, PS4, Xbox One. It reminds me a ton of Ni no Kuni, which was released 2-3 years ago, and it's got that cell shading, really cartoony, really you could tell they put a lot of love into the art of this game. Plus, it looks like it's got a robust RPG element and story to it. Essentially, you're basically playing this character called Chado, or something like that. And he's got a chance to resolve a conflict, but he basically is being assisted by a spirit only he can see called the Shyness. In my time, that was called LSD. But yeah. Look at it, check it out. It is a game that you should not miss because it looks like a Ni no Kuni. It looks really nice. Next, also on April 18th, Late Shift. Late Shift is coming out for PC, PS4, Xbox One. This is a full motion video, choose your own adventure type movie, which is actually kind of awesome. Type game. The reason I said movie is because it's like watching a movie. I was watching the video of this and I was thinking to myself, damn, this looks pretty good. The acting looks pretty good. The sets look pretty good. Like it's high production value. Other games that have done, this is not an original idea. Other games have done this before. One that recently kind of did a mix of CG versus full motion video or real world recording was Quantum Break, which actually, it added a lot to the storyline of the game. This is the kind that you would be playing full video, and there are situations in there that bring up life and death choices, and you have to pick, otherwise the story will go one way versus another way. It's pretty cool. Like I don't know if I'd like playing it, but just watching the trailer, I was already hooked. It was, yeah, cool. And for April 18th, this is the last one, I promise, guys. Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. This looks pretty awesome. It is a PS4 I gotta get used to this. PS4 Switch. Yeah, every time Switch comes up, it's like blah. Xbox One game, 8-bit remastered side-scrolling platformer. I say remastered because the Wonder Boy series has been around for a bit. They're basically bringing it to modern graphics. You can play it on these consoles, and what's really cool is they have a one-button push and you go back to the 8-bit modes of yesteryear. Basically, graphically and audio becomes 8-bit, and then if you press the button, it switches right back. In this game, you play as a half-human, half-lizard with shift-shifting abilities, and the whole point is you're trying to go around and conquer all these levels to find a cure for the, what's happened to you. It's really neat. It looks great. It's a throwback, yet you can play it in the modern view. I would recommend checking it out wholeheartedly. And finally, guys, on April 20th, finally a new date, you're going to be able to play Brawlout. It is on PC through Steam Early Access. It is basically a fighter. I looked at it, watched the video. I'm not a big fighter fan. I used to play Mortal Kombat back in the day, but this kind of reminds me of a cross between Super Smash Bros. And Yooka-Laylee, the game that just came out. The graphics visually look like Yooka-Laylee, but the gameplay feels like Super Smash Bros. With different levels, and you're fighting different people, and not something I would buy, but if you like either one of those games, I guarantee you're going to like this one, so check it out. And that wraps up your video game releases for the week. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm sorry we didn't have a main topic. Actually, I really want to talk about a big thing going on right now regarding kind of new media under attack.
Yep.
So I do want to talk about that in more depth and detail. The problem is I'm not feeling 100%, and our guest host unfortunately was not able to make it. So we're going to try to get rescheduled with them to have them on, because I think having a couple extra heads, at least one extra head to talk about it is a big deal. So we'll definitely make that happen, hopefully this next week. In the meantime, however, I'm going to be wrapping up myself here. But first, Kirok, my friend, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? Actually, I've been back into not World of Warcraft, the other one. I played a little bit of World of Warcraft, but not a whole lot. Zelda. The Switch is telling me, the Switch is telling me I have played more. Oh no. What did it say? About 105 hours.
Good God, man.
Yeah. So
have you beat the game yet?
No, I haven't. I want to say where I am, but I don't want to do spoilers. But I'm going to do it this way. There are basically 5 pillars of things that you have to accomplish in the game. I've gotten 2 done.
I'm working on my third, and then there's another one, and then there's the big final.
And then you beat the game.
Then I beat the game. Yeah. The thing is the game can be different lengths for whoever because you can do anything you want. It's fantastic.
I'm not noticing any kind of Zelda being streamed on your channel here.
No, I'm not streaming it.
No, yeah,
maybe I'll stream some Persona 5.
I'm looking at your channel here, and it still says unboxing.
Yeah.
If you've played 105 hours of Zelda alone on that thing,
yeah, I have.
I'm pretty sure that the unboxing is no longer valid. Just saying.
What if I finish the game and then start it from scratch, delete the game, and play it all over again and stream it?
I don't think I'd ever want to do that. I think I'd be bored out of my friggin' gourd. Oh well,
pretty much it. That's all I've been doing.
That's it. That's all you had for life.
It.
Anything going on with Project Singularity? Those lovely
Project
kids over
Singularity.
there.
We had game night the other night. It was just me and Walden on. We talked for a little bit. We didn't play. I know it didn't work out.
I swear to God, guys, this is not like a rerun. I don't just record this clip and just repost it every time for wrap up. Honestly, it's one of two things with Project Simulator. Either everybody in Project Simulator is getting together and having a blast, or Kirok's on and it's just Walden and him talking.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what it was. So we might be having some new potential members next on the 27th game night, but I haven't heard back from them yet, so no promises. So
who kind of heads up the crew of Project Singularity?
Sorry, are you talking to me?
Who's the head of Project Singularity? Who kind of takes
it's
care
actually
of everything?
not me. No, it's not just me. It's 5 of us. We kind of formed it together. Yeah, so that's it.
With every quorum, there is a leader. I'm just trying to figure out because I have formally declared there needs to be a head-to-head battle between you bunch of pansy asses and BRG. And, I throw down the gauntlet. And none of
like
you
a UHC?
Yeah, I don't care what it is. All I know is the gauntlet's laying on the ground. None of you little panty waste want to pick it up.
Fine. I will consult with my core.
I'll even let you pick the weapon. You want to be UHC? That's fine. You want to go Gary's mod? That's fine too. I don't give a crap. Yeah, you know what? I am officially stating it. You're a bunch of little wussies that won't fight. So you pick the stadium, and we'll be there. How about them apples?
Oh gosh.
So Kirok knows he's screwed because he can't edit this out. Anyways, guys, you can keep abreast of all the wonderful things that Kirok is doing on his Twitter's account, and you'll know when he's crying on it that he got his butt whooped on whatever it is. Throwing it down, man. I'm sorry. Funny thing about me, so I've got things going on with my channels, pumping out stuff I've edited. I need more to edit, but I've actually been playing a game, believe it or not, pretty consistently. Fire Emblem Heroes.
Oh, wow.
I've gotten into that stupid game playing, and it's nothing spectacular. It's not like playing Zelda or exploring a world or whatever. It's just leveling characters up and just playing with them. It's a real know-nothing game, but it's been fun. It's kind of like I get into bed with the wife to watch TV, and I'll throw something up on our Chromecast and then sit there and play Fire Emblem while I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
So it's
the Fire Emblem series is good, though. They are good.
I know nothing about it. That's the thing. Is be like, oh my god, does it have this character and this and that? I'm like, I don't know anything about the storyline. I'm sorry. The whole world of Fire Emblem, I know nothing about. I've played a couple of RPG games throughout history, and I've always enjoyed them, but I've never been beholden to any one of them. I couldn't tell you crap all. If you tell me RPG, I could tell you Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. Is Kingdom Hearts an RPG? You know? That's as much as I know. So that said, it's a fun game. It's a free game. Of course, there's microtransactions out of it. So if you want to try a game out, I would actually recommend it. It's actually pretty enjoyable. It's nice. You can pluck at it and then immediately just turn your phone off when you gotta, get to the front of the line to check out or whatever. So it's that kind of a game. But anyways, yes, I've been playing that. I would have probably been playing a little more this week, honestly, if it hadn't been for the fact that I've been kind of sick and toothache and all that. And I had tooth pulled out of my head because it hurts so damn bad. Yeah, it's kind of been one of those weeks. So, but other than that, it's been a pretty chill week for me. So, anyways, obviously I'm not streaming Fire Emblem Heroes right now. Technically, I could though, because YouTube or Android has that ability to stream or record from their phone. Yeah, maybe I should try that sometime just for kicks and giggles. I don't know. Let me know if you guys are interested. I'll think about it. Yeah, so I've got that. I've got my Warp Moto vlog, my shitty Moto vlog. My friend Seshi, who just messaged me, has like gotten mad at me about having a shitty camera. It's like, well, I should get around and get a better camera. I actually might one of these days get a Senna wireless headset piece for helmet, so you can communicate with other people, but also you can connect it to like your camera and get better audio. So maybe I'll do that one of these days, and it'll be the less shitty Moto vlogs. Yay! Anyways, guys, I do have a Twitter account. I rarely use it other than just broadcast when games are coming out, but I will try to be a little more observant of that. As always, guys, if you really want to keep up with me, head over to the Bottle Rocket Gaming website. We have a forum for the podcast that really kind of goes untouched, but the main podcast or the main website itself is very active. A lot of things going on. Events of all sorts, etc. So definitely go over there and check out what's going on. And also a little bit of news and heads up for you guys. We are actually looking to get more people on board for BRG. Partly just growing our numbers. Always looking for new people. So if you're interested, definitely head over there. But also we're looking for more people that can come and be a part of the group, as well as can contribute in some way in terms of either providing content, providing skills, etc. People who want to take up the mantle of certain purposes, like being a media coordinator, such as a Twitter coordinator, etc., or can help us out with a lot of things. So, for the podcast itself, we actually need assistance with a lot of things. Like, for example, I'd love to have a technical director that can run the switcher for OBS or whatever recording software we end up using. Some extra editors would be nice to have, so that it's not just me and Kirok. It'd be really handy to have extra pair of hands to help us out with that. Plus, there's other content we'd like to be able to do. So as soon as we start getting more help in that front, we can start releasing a lot more content, which I'm looking forward to being able to do. So if you're interested in this, if you enjoy the podcast and want to help us out, being a part of it is a huge thing. And of course, likewise, at the very least, just give us a little love in terms of keeping up with us, giving us a shout out. You can like and subscribe for our YouTube channels. You can keep up on what's going on with our channel. There might be some new stuff coming down the pipe in the future. I had a talk with Ziploc Bob about some things that I'd love to talk more about, because it'd be expanding the channel and adding more content to it. That's something we really want to do. So keep connected like that. And then likewise, you guys give us a little shout out on Twitter, on Facebook, on whatever media, social site the and beyond. That's always a huge help. We certainly do appreciate that. And of course, you want to take the armchair approach to things. We do have a Patreon account, and that's always hugely helpful. So please feel free to hit us up on Patreon and donate. Everywhere from $1 on up is a huge help, and it really it's not a matter of the more the better. Yeah, more money helps because the world runs on money, but just having a dollar pitched our way really does help. We do appreciate it. So thank you very much for everybody who currently participates and donates, and to all the people in the future that will assist in our endeavors. So thank you very much. And Kirok, as always, thank you for delaying the recording and all the many things you do to help out here, man. I'm sorry that luckily for me, my sickness fell on a weekend, so it doesn't impact my work, hopefully. But unfortunately, it impacts my my not work life.
Yeah, it's okay. Hey, get better, feel better.
Yeah. I eat lots of Reese's.
Take more drugs.
Have another Reese's. All right, guys. All right, Karen. I think I'm gonna say goodnight. So,
yeah.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. you mirrored?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Because I was just looking,
I'm
going.
actually an evil twin of myself. Myself is too sick today.
No,
It's hard to
I
tell.
thought your
Jesus
arm came
evil
from
me
the other
wears a
side.
goatee.
Aha.
Oh yes, yeah. When I was playing with the settings yesterday for the lighting for you.
Yeah.
I noticed the Skype visual is backwards to the recording visual, and so I just flipped it. To, why the fuck not? It doesn't make sense because Skype shows it mirrored. What you were seeing was a incorrect doppelganger of me.
Ah, so this is the real you.
Well, which hand do you see me holding up?
I see you holding a hand up your left, and it's on my right side.
You see me holding up my left on your right side?
Right, because it's like as if you're actually facing me. So what I'm seeing now is correct.
This is my right hand.
That is not your right hand.
This is my right.
In my view, that's your left hand.
This is my right hand.
Okay,
I know
okay.
this because this makes an L.
Okay, hold on. Put up your right hand. Yeah, no, you're mirrored right now.
Yes, it is technically mirror mode.